Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Steel Ocean. This episode we're going to be on the USS Independence, an American aircraft carrier, Tier 4. The only defenses we have are planes and anti-aircraft guns. We have no artillery, so if ships come up on us, we are screwed, blued, and tattooed unless we can get our planes to work for us, which I have had to do multiple times with this ship. Okay, so I want to go over a little bit, because we haven't really gone into detail on the aircraft carrier, and that's kind of why I'm doing this one. We haven't done it, haven't done the ship, rather. But let's go over some of the menu things at the bottom. So you see the ship diagram there with the arrows in front of it. That's the way your ship is pointing in relation to the map. So I'm pointing south, for instance. If I turn, I can turn east, west. It doesn't have a speed indicator, which would be kind of cool because sometimes I forget that I'm maybe going full flank. The only indicator is when you actually speed up or slow down, it'll put a message in the middle of the screen that says, you know, quarter, 1/4 flank, whatever. But at least you can see that you're turning. As you can see there, I'm turning to the east. Okay. So that's nice to have. Above that is a green bar. That's our health, ship's health. On the left and right side of that diagram, there's some icons there that are grayed out. When there's damage to those items, like the engine, the radar, the fuel bay, the steering, whatever, they will turn red, so you know that they're damaged. And then if I want to fix it, this particular ship, I do not put any special battle items on. The F1, 2, and 3 slots there are empty. I usually will put fire extinguisher, repair kit, and smoke in those slots for the other ships, but I don't do it for the carrier because I figure if the carrier is getting killed, it's because the rest of my fleet's dead. And my chances of surviving are slim to none anyway. Now, I have won with the carrier because it was maybe 1v1, me and another ship or whatever, and my torpedo bombers were able to deal the damage. But I was far enough away from them. I was just using my scout planes. They didn't see me. I think if you get spotted by other ships, you're done for. Especially with a ship that you don't have artillery on, so you can't even fight back. You just have to rely on your planes. There's a nice kill. Alright. So, with the deck, if you look over to the right of the icons, or the ship, rather, that has a timer, so it circles around. You see it there. And then below that is the number, 6 of 6, or right now it's 3 of 6. So they have to prepare for each plane to be able to take off. So you need, however many planes you send up, you need that many slots open to send that sortie out. And then you've got the 1, 2, 3. That tells you what planes are up. The little orange arrow means that they're returning to your ship. And you can automatically send them back, or they will come back when they're low on fuel, or after they drop bombs or torpedoes. Off to the right, just to the left of the map, the play map, are some faces. Those are your crew, your ship officers. And the one in the first slot, which now has a countdown timer, that's the captain of the ship, and he has a special ability that he can that you can use every time you get to you see the bar up at the top. When that fills to 3, then you get to use that as long as the cooldown is done, because there is a cooldown period. You can use whatever special ability that captain has. The captain I have right now gives me increased, or it decreases by 1 knot, but he gets better radar. And as I stack them, the more times I use them, the better it gets, and the entire fleet gets to use it. So a destroyer that maybe is out there, he now gets that ability, that extended radar range. So I like using that ship especially for the carrier. I also use it, I think, on my battleships. But anyway. And I'm a little behind. I tried to call him off there, just couldn't do it in time. Destroyers are pretty hard to go after. They're fast and they're very maneuverable. I try to stick with going after slower ships like the battleships. Or even cruisers are good too. They're fast, but they're bigger, so they're a little easier to hit. Your chances increase dramatically. So we want to be the first team to get to 11 kills, as you see at the top, and it's a pretty tight game. So this will probably be a long match. We'll go after this battleship. And you see the arrow, I've explained this kind of before, but the arrow is white and then it turns to green. So the torpedoes don't arm until it gets to green. See, that is how you know what distance to launch your torpedoes from your ship, or from your aircraft, in this case. And I'm kind of adjusting my arrows based on his movement, so he's starting to move. I need to probably go a little further out, and yeah, he just sped up real quick now. Yeah, he was only going half speed, so I thought, well, he was pretty smart. He didn't go to full speed until he saw me launch. That's the mark of a good captain. So kudos to him. Kudos to him. Our fleet's pretty good too. They're pretty aggressive, and they're getting in there, and they're not getting destroyed. So that kind of decreases our chances of getting kills. But if we can just put damage on ships, that's good too. This guy, I don't know what he's doing. I guess he just spotted the sub. Now this is dangerous because there's our subs right in between them. But so I'll go ahead and put it behind him now. You don't want to. I mean, it wouldn't have hurt our sub, but it would have destroyed our torpedoes. And we're gonna hit him, but it's only gonna do damage. But he is on fire, so he'll continue to burn because he doesn't have a fire extinguisher. Apparently, he's not putting it out, and he's gonna get hit by the torpedo too. 1 and 2, he might die, and we'll get the kill from the burn because he didn't die right there. There you go. That's why you want to carry a fire extinguisher, kids. Carry that fire extinguisher, because that could mean the difference between life and death. He would have survived those 2 torpedoes from the sub, but unfortunately his ship was on fire, so he lost more health. So there's another kill. 6-6 now. Man, this is going to be a long game. Typically the matches are anywhere from 8 to 11 minutes maybe. But where we've got total kills of 11, although that's not the highest. I think the highest I've seen, I think I've seen 18, where you had to get 18 kills. I mean, we had a lot of ships, a lot of players on that match, and I think we had 18. But when you got that many ships, it tends to go kind of fast. I'm gonna send out my scout and then a torpedo. I'll send out my torpedo planes. I'm also moving my ship to the west, because our fleet is all over there, so I want to get behind them, and that's why. That's why. Get away from that southeast corner or northeast corner. Get over to the west. They're all subs and battle or destroyers rather. That kind of stinks, but we will deal with it. So we'll go after this sub, I guess. He's the front ship. I don't want to cross over ships to get to another ship. And I don't know what that lag was. Nope, nope, nope. Ah. Yeah. Messed that up. Meant to call him off. We'll keep our scout plane there, though. Just to kind of keep an eye on them, even though we've got ships relatively close. I've got more torpedo planes going out there now. Torpedo bombers, I guess. Yeah, I know. Oh. Okay, so he's dead. But we've got ships over there now, so we shouldn't need to send out scouts. Where are their battleships? I mean, our fleet is pretty much in that corner, and nobody's showing up.
Fuel is running out. Fire a torpedo.
Now, that sub was purple, if you noticed, so he's at the lowest depth, or highest depth. He's the deepest. He's at the deepest depth that he can go, and that avoids torpedoes. Now, he does use up oxygen much faster also. I'm trying to show you, so right there I could hit him. So we want to give a little more distance just in case he starts moving. But we don't want to give too far a distance. And hopefully this guy will just sit here. He should be aware of planes coming in now. He should have gotten an alarm saying aircraft's coming in. He's still not moving, or at least as of there. Not moving, so he's going to get hit. Doesn't matter what he does at this point. But he'll only take it halfway down, and he's on fire. He's going to start moving now, so perhaps the other ships will get some hits on him and are burning. The fire damage that we do has to be the last damage that kills him in order to get that kill. That alarm means that I've hit the world border. So I'm turning now. And you see that it shows you the angle that the obstruction is at. It'll do it if you're almost about to hit a ship. It'll do it if you almost hit an island or a glacier or a iceberg or whatever. And when you hit the world border or the islands or anything like that, it does not do any damage. If you hit another ship, it will do some damage. It can do significant damage to the other ship. On the other hand, it could do significant damage to you. But typically, if you ram them head on, or T-bone them, in other words, it'll do much more damage to them. So that's something to keep in mind if you're having trouble with subs, especially, because subs are pretty weak. You can just ram a sub if it surfaces, and it'll usually kill them. I've done that multiple times. Especially on subs that have been very difficult to hit with torpedoes or depth charges. And this might be bad because he's turning into it now. Darn it. Yeah, if he had kept going straight or turned the opposite way, we would have got the hits there. But he was smart. He turned into the torpedoes, knowing that would decrease the arming capability. And the other sub, had the other sub perhaps put his torpedoes out there sooner, he may have not either turned that way, or if he did, he would have at least got hit by our sub. But it was the timing was a little bit off on that. You do what you can, right? So I'm sending out the dive bombers. I don't use them very often, but when a ship's close, and he's going to die. Okay. When a ship's close like that, an enemy ship, I'll use them. They're very slow, so you don't want to use them for long distance purposes. But I like to use them on close ships because of that. And then the second reason I use them is if an enemy ship is down in health, I might be able to finish them off with the dive bombers. The dive bombers don't deal a lot of damage unless you get a really good critical hit. So I typically don't use the dive bombers very often. And I already have them out because I was going after that battleship, so I'll go ahead and use them. But you see that it's an oval circle, that green oval. So that tells you which angle the planes are going to fly in. Whichever sides are the pointed sides. So it gives you an idea of which way the planes will come in for their dive. And then, of course, where the little circle and the dot is, that's where they're going to actually aim for. So we got some hits on that ship, but like I said, it doesn't do a lot of damage. We'll go ahead and get our torpedo bombers out there, and maybe we can take care of them. It's 9-9, wow. Pretty good game, a lot of the time, I find it kind of... It's very seldom that it's a close game like this. A lot of the times, it's one-sided. Or it seems like it's one-sided. And I'm talking about either way. I'm not always on winning teams. So now it's 10-9. We just need one more kill. This guy's about dead, and our fleet's over there, so... I'll try to put some torpedoes on him, but I'm thinking he's probably going to get killed before I even get there. Because we're pretty far out. There you go. So now he's dead. And that's the end of the game. So we didn't get any medals, I don't think. Yeah, no medals. But we dealt some pretty good damage. We were third in damage, over 6,000. And we got a couple kills out of it. But, yeah, that is the Independence. And, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. See you, bye.